Hello again, everybody. Johnny Styles here with the Wellness Observer Live, and
What just happened?
the 2022 IFBB Pro League Warrior Classic Pro just went down, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the girls and about the posing at the end. The world famous front pose comes into controversy one more time. In fifth place, you got Lorena Ragusa, Lolly, straight from the Dominican Republic. And I gotta say, this is by far one of the Lolly's worst looks up to date. Was not in conditioning. She couldn't even walk. And it sucks because she did have an injury. And no matter what, she did decide to step on stage. And I don't know if that's a quad tear, because I've seen athletes get quad tears. And let me tell you, they can't even walk, honestly. But there is something wrong with her quad. If I was Lolly, in my opinion, I would totally take a break. What I mean by that is she should take the entire year off. The thing with Lolly is that she still looks very figure-ish to me. I was there when she won her pro card. I was there. I saw her excitement when the class came along. And I know she truly loves this wellness class. I know she does. But she needs time. She needs time to develop. She needs time to grow. And I know she does the work. I know she puts the hard effort in the gym day in, day out. It's just her body needs a break. And her body needs to grow, absolutely, especially in the lower body. In fourth place, we got Tracy Williams. Tracy Williams has one of the best structures I've seen. You know, her upper body is still a little bit big. She has like massive shoulders, but her lower body is pretty darn good. It's just one of those things that she was absolutely not in conditioning, especially from the back. Like you can see it from the front, her quads were there, but there was no lines whatsoever. But from the back, you can see that her glutes and hams, they're absolutely not there. It seems like she wasn't doing this show to begin with. I don't understand, because in reality, when she did the back post, you can tell there was absolutely nothing popping there. But she does have the size and the class and the mass to go along with it. It's just one of those things that her condition was way off. In third place, you got Shayla Martin, which was the surprise of the night. She came to this show and she nailed the conditioning. I'm almost positive that, in my opinion, she was the only one in conditioning this show. She has great glutes, great hamstrings, great quads. She has even great calves. She did great. Her posing still can be a little bit better, but it's one of those things that, honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with her winning this show. Her glutes, hamstring tie-ins, the teardrop was there, the front quads were there. It's one of those things that, honestly, I thought she was going to win the show. And there was absolutely nothing wrong with that. Remember, if you come and do a show and everybody's off, that's your way in, especially her that had that mass to begin with. In second place, the Olympia amateur winner, Amanda Rezende, comes back to the stage. And let me tell you one more time, if Amanda ever got to the conditioning that she brought into that Olympia amateur, it would be lights out on all the shows left and right. Amanda, not only she's Brazilian, but Amanda has the craziest structure in terms of wellness. Like naturally, she looks beautiful. Now her problem is, one more time, her conditioning was not good. Her conditioning was not good, especially from the back. So her posing still needs work. It seems to me that she gets really nervous, especially when she comes out and does her individuals. Amanda has great quads, great calves, great abs. You know, she has the whole package. It's just she needs to nail the conditioning, because right here they give her second place, but I honestly had her third, complete, to be honest with you. And it all comes down to conditioning, because she has more than enough size and structure to win a show. It's just you got to come in condition. And winning the show is Devon Martin, which, again, we've heard a lot of banter online, and she looked great. You know, she had good conditioning. She could have been better, in my opinion. But here's my thing with her. She does a front pose kind of from the side, right? Not the regular front pose, which I'll talk about it in a minute. And her quads are amazing. The size of her leg in that shot is super impressive, along with her midsection. Okay? The problem that I have with her is that she doesn't have any calves and she doesn't have enough glute size to compete with a wellness girl. That's it. Alongside, she still looks very figure-ish to me. What I mean by that is that she's still on the smaller side, especially from the back. And if you see her posing from the side, that famous pose that she's doing right now, you can see that her upper glute is not even there. So she needs to develop more size in order to compete with the real, the big guns when it comes to the Olympia or the Arnold. I'm not saying she's not any good. I'm just saying that in reality, she needs more size. Some of these girls look very figure-ish still. And remember, wellness is not about symmetry like other classes. This is a division that is more lower part dominant. If you see her posing from the back, you could barely see the teardrop. If you compare this picture with Shayla's picture, you can totally see a difference. See what I mean by conditioning? Her calves need to grow. Absolutely, 100%. And now I come into the comparison. This is where all of you have hit me up about what just happened. If you know my story, if you follow my videos, you know I did a video on the front pose labeled "The Problem with the Wellness Front Pose." And if you know me, you know that I defended this pose, which a lot of judges apparently didn't like or just didn't want to incorporate it into the NPC/IFBB Pro League. You can do this pose on your individual, but you can't do this pose in your comparison. And what happened in this show was that when everybody was facing front, Devon was totally doing a quarter turn. The reason I was defending this pose is the same reason why men's physique do their side angle pose. If that pose suits you better, then you can do it. But as we all know, with time, the judges have kind of noticed the difference, especially with the men's physique pose. So what happens when a men's physique guy does the quarter side angle pose? The head judge says, gentlemen, face the front and all the feet have to be in line. So no matter what you're trying to hide, you have to face front. Now, on this show, when they were doing the front pose, Devon wasn't doing the front pose. I am not coming here and saying that she should be disqualified. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you shouldn't be able to judge that correctly because she's not doing the proper pose. When the judge says quarter turn to the right, she doesn't even move. She doesn't have to move. She stays right there. And then you turn to the back, turn to the other quarter turn, and instead of facing front, she comes back to the quarter turn. And of course, it's going to give her an edge because her side leg is so crazy and it looks great, but it's not the right pose. I saw that Amanda did the same thing. I don't know if she was following suit because she was right next to her, but on the comparison round, that cannot be happening. Some of you have sent me videos from seminars that head coach Sandy Rinaldi and Tyler Mannion have talked explicitly about, is it mandatory to do this front pose? And apparently, according to those videos, those seminars, it is. So I am the guy who defended this other pose. And yet they told me, stop saying that because we don't want that. And now the person that won this show did this pose. So what happened here? Is it the judge's fault? Did the judge forgot? I honestly don't have an idea, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to spread the word because this cannot be happening, especially in a pro show. Especially if you have a front pose, you cannot be turning to the side and getting these poses and getting the advantage. Because according to the head judges and the leagues and the higher ups, that is not the right pose. So it's one of those things that I have to talk about it because I am the guy. Remember, I'll keep saying it. I'm the guy that was defending that. I'm the guy that wanted that switch in front poses because it's cool. Hey, if you have wide waist and you can hide it, turn it to the side, and you have a crazy leg, then it'll suit you better. But if that's not the case, and they don't want that pose to be the front pose, they want the regular Francielli pose, which is what was called back in the day, because it suited her better, and they want that front leg forward, then that's the mandatory pose that needs to be added into the game, and no other competitor can do this. This show was a little bit of a letdown because all these girls, except for Shayla, were not in shape. Period. And the conditioning was way, way off on everybody. And I wouldn't have a problem placing Shayla first, Amanda second, and then Devon third. Because again, Devon did look good. It's just the size isn't there. Especially, she has great quads and great hamstring. But she's missing glutes and she's missing calf. In that sense, it's one of those things that you got to realize what's going to happen. Tracy Williams could have come in here and probably win the show if she was in condition. And Lolly needs to take time off. You know, I love her to death, and she needs to take time off. She needs to think about her career. She needs to take a step back, and she needs to, you know, assess her injuries and grow. That's one of those things that you can only do with time. All right, that's enough for my ranting. Thank you so much for following me here on the Ones That Are Live. You can always go to YouTube, subscribe over there, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you like this all-star rating system on video. And yeah, I think it's cool because you get my raw emotion and the whole 9 yards. This has been Johnny Styles, the Godfather of Wellness. Let's do this.